The nature of Divine Diamond Healing is to help you relax, okay? And it's about, receiving. The only thing that could really interfere with your process to receive would be your thought process. Your mind, if it gets too noisy, is going to basically sort of block you from receiving more of the divine energy. Or accessing, your heart field. It will sort of distract you. Also, when the mind is functioning, your auric field is of a different color. So your receptivity, your ability to be receptive, is affected by the thought process. So you're less connected to your heart. So when you receive this particular work, its natural energy would be conducive to you relaxing so deeply that you might disappear. Its energy is very, very conducive to you actually stopping the mind. But for those of you that have highly active minds, that, have a lot of thoughts and there's lots of thinking, you may need to do deep rhythmic breathing. Okay? Because I'm not going to know. I'm not going to have any idea that your mind is doing its dance and bugging you. No one else in the room is going to hear all the noise that's going on between your ears. So, you are the only one that are going to be able to, quiet that mind. Now, the only way you can quiet your mind is to just breathe. Breathe deeply and begin rhythmically just continuing to breathe large breaths. And keep breathing until you forget what you were doing. Because that's what will sort of happen. Literally, you'll sort of just forget to keep breathing and you should move into a place of peace. Now, if for some reason the mind again is, bugging you, then you got to just keep the breathing going. Just keep the breathing happening, long, slow breaths. Because if the mind is making noise, it's going to basically just, you're going to be laying there, bothered. Hard to relax when the mind is very active. And in this work, the best thing you can do is relax. So you have to be aware that you're going to receive healing, but your ability to perceive the healing will be interfered by the thought process. Okay? So that is the only thing you do in this work. That means you don't chant mantras, you don't do prayers in repetition. Now, it's true you could do a couple, maybe internal ohms, just a few. You could do a few like, Om, zero, or a few simple techniques, because the idea is it helps you to sort of, become a child. And the Om Zero in particular is the work we do with the Divine Diamond, because it's pretty hard to be serious if you're saying Om Zero. And it really helps you just to sort of be like, relax. The idea is it drops you into the center point, which we call the 0 point. So that is allowed, but only 3 times. Okay? Only say it 3 times. Don't say it more than 3 times. Because otherwise it's really going to end up becoming a mental repetition. And then it's going to distract you from the process. Okay? So the other very nice thing is to practice and develop the awareness of breathing in and through your heart. So that you're breathing in and through your heart. You're imagining the breath moving in and through the heart. Into the body and downward through the spine and the body. Even if you want to imagine the umbilical cord. And you want to connect to earth. Okay? Because the greatest ability to receive divine energy is if you're connected to the earth. If you want to have divine understanding, you're going to need to have your feet on the ground. You're going to need to be connected to earth. Okay? So you don't ever go this way with the work. You're actually more coming into your body and connecting with the earth. Because, you came here to be on the earth. So we really want you to come present into your body and connected with the earth. Matter of fact, it's extraordinarily important that we anchor back into the earth. We separated ourselves long ago and we need to reconnect and re-anchor. So it's the most important thing you could do if you need, at times, if you become conscious, is to be aware of this idea of a flow of energy in through your heart, moving down through your body, spine, and the umbilical cord, and like roots on a tree, growing into the earth, connecting you. Because the earth, is your mother. I like to refer to you as Gaian beings. You are a Gaian being. You're part of the earth. So we want you to really connect with that as a mother. And again, like a tree, it supports you, it nourishes you. It actually will increase your physical health. So
you go in this direction from here to bar towards the earth?
Always, yes. You're always breathing down and towards the earth. Now, you imagine you're actually breathing in through your heart, but obviously you are breathing in through your nose or your mouth. But the idea is you're literally breathing in through the heart, as if you're breathing into the mystery of life, your super conscious self. And that is an incredibly beneficial practice. The heart is one of the greatest anchors you could have, and the idea of stream of consciousness and the breath is the stream. It's aligned with the stream. That you cultivate the awareness of that moving through your heart. You try to go as far away from here as possible. We've spent enough time up there, and it's now we're trying to go home. So that's the basic idea of this work. Okay? Now there are 5 phases to the healing. So you're going to go through a releasing phase, and then you're going to go through a clearing of what was released called the divine vacuum. Then you're going to move into a rejuvenative honey. Okay, so it's going to rejuvenate, but it's also setting you up for the 4th phase, so it's going to penetrate your spine. It's going to look at absorbing density. It's going to look at clearing tension from the body. Dis-ease, it's going to look at lightening up the physical density. And then again, it's going to align the spine, then to move into manifestational peace. Manifestational peace is pure grace. It's higher dimensional divine reality. So it's, at that point, if your mind hasn't gotten quiet, just do the best you can and relax. So hopefully you'll get a few glimpses of what it is to have silence. And that would be the phase that you might get the best glimpse. And then the last phase is a living crystalline light called the cascade of living light. And that will just shower down upon you, and it will clean you. It's very visceral, it's very active, and there's information in the light. So you'll receive information, be cleansed and cleared, and that's where we really anchor. So in that phase is when I say the most, and I anchor, and I get you to focus on anchoring into the earth. Because the energy is very expansive when you do this work, so we want to really bring you back and reconnect you to the earth. So that's the basis of Divine Diamond Healing. And we're just going to go right into it.